Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. Where in the last episode, we, I think, got to the end of where we can with Lloyd's route for now. And I think we're actually forced to go over to Rean's route. The serenading ceremony in the last episode went absolutely haywire and went all this shit. So, now we go back. Now we go to Rean's route and actually try out Rean's route for the first shot. Also, I never did get one thing, but I'm assuming we can scan it later because earlier on it said we didn't have to fight anything back then. So we just... It says locked. How do we click you then? How do we do that? Signing. Locked. How do you pick it? Incomplete. No shit, it's incomplete. Complete. Locked. What did you... It's like... Shit. Oh, so now I can click it? Play through Rean's route in question mark. Yes. Why would it not let me do it? Anyway, here we are. We get to go into Rean's route. My main boy. My main home boy. We get to finally see a little bit of Rean Schwarzer. I'm pumped. Well, alright. So we start hot and heavy.
Is that all?
Yeah. No. I can fight! Kurt! I'm ready!
I think it was just training.
Pathetic.
Kurt!
Or not training, maybe? Maybe we're seeing a glimpse into something? I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense.
Claire! You're shooting at us again?
At this rate... Come on, we'll hide under the bridge. We need to get to Instructor Rean ASAP if we're going to figure out some way to help out Ash and Muse.
This has to be
I
training.
agree. And we need to get out of this icy water before it saps any more of our strength. That should be our top priority.
I hope you don't think I can't see you down there.
She just got mirrors.
Is anywhere safe from her?
No one escapes the icy maiden when she's this serious, I fear.
What do you do now?
I can't believe this is happening.
I can, because I'm pretty sure we must just be in a training session. And lost. Several hours before 10. Oh, when we're just big chillin'? We got the crew. This crew's actually a pretty nutty crew to have as a team, as a whole. The Ymir, the hot springs, paradise, Rean's home! It's been a while. For those of us that have played the series and have followed along, it's been a hot minute. Claire Reveld.
Oh, what a gorgeous sight.
Who, Claire?
So, this is where you grew up, Instructor?
What a wonderful place. It's so peaceful and calming.
I figured the snow would have all melted by this time of year.
Most of it has. This is just what's left over. You would have really seen some snow if we were here a month ago.
Oh, how lovely. It's nice to be honeymooning in a winter wonderland.
This is a honeymoon.
I owe this town much after all they did for me 2 years ago.
I think we owe you more than you owe us.
Not after the events of the last game.
Well, yeah. You used Ymir as your base during the Civil War, right?
Yeah. She did a ton of work to improve our defenses and our communications network.
I suppose it's been 2 years for me as well. The last visit I recall was when I was tasked with abducting Princess Alphen and Instructor Rean's little sister.
It's, also been a while for you, Rean, hasn't it?
What a little bomb to drop on the rest of the crew.
Why don't we start by letting your parents know that we're here?
That sounds good to me. I want to introduce all my students to them.
It's going to feel a little strange meeting our instructors' parents.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm feeling kinda nervous all of a sudden.
I, for one, can hardly wait to say hello to my future in-laws.
I've got a whole lot of stories to tell them about their little baby boy.
Please don't embarrass me in front of my family.
I need to say, folks, please just hear me out here. For you all that maybe don't like him, Ash, top tier character. Probably my favorite character out of all the sidekicks, I'm going to call them. Especially out of this whole class, all of it. Ash is my favorite. The character development on the kid, the everything. Just top tier. Plus, I love the nonchalant, asshole character. Just, it's too good. Obviously, Rean Schwarzer's top tier character. My favorite character in all of The Legend of Heroes. But, which is cliche, but, you know. You love what you love. You love what you love. Welcome to the home of Baron Schwarzer. We'll be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Wow, a real maid! You can tell she's been well trained. I didn't expect to find you helping out Maple. You've gotten way better at welcoming guests. The Phoenix Wings has trained me well, young Rean. Yeah. Oh, I got a burp thing. Sorry. You seem a lot more grown up yourself, just not as much as me. And suddenly, all pretenses of professionalism slip away. Now, please come this way. Baron and Lady Schwarzer await you in the study. And back to that. Who's she? An old friend of mine who works at the Phoenix Wings. She's got a year on me and is determined never to let me forget it. You seem rather close, but looks to me like all friends, no benefits. Ash, the pain that you must feel knowing that this man has so many all friends, no benefits. Gotta hurt. I figured Schwarzer would have had every chick in the town fawning over him. I wouldn't have put it past him either, to be honest. Is this really what you think of me? Clearly nobody here would dare to get in Lisa's way. Here we go again. I'm starting to feel a little sorry for him. Yeah, that makes two of us. Look, I'm always getting shit on, folks. Always. Something wrong, young Rean? Sorry, we're coming now. He's always getting shit on, always getting attacked. It's just how it goes.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
Sweet. How goes the parents? Tio Schwarzer, my man. How you doing? Been a while. Lucia Schwarzer, how y'all doing? I know I'm adopted, but you are fam.
It's good to see you again, my son.
It's been a long half year without you.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to visit as often as I'd like. Especially since it sounds like Elise has been too busy to come home as well. She's asked me to give you both her regards.
Well, I'm sure St. Estraya's student council is keeping her plenty busy.
I'm pretty sure that might be Jiraiya's voice actor. Quick pause. I had checked something YouTube-wise, but now we're back.
I just hope she doesn't work herself sick.
I'm sure she's just fine. The younger students all seem to adore her. And she has Her Highness there if she's ever in need of a friend to talk to. I've also been keeping an eye out to make sure no insects start buzzing around her.
Are you now?
I think he means, lovers.
That overprotectiveness may create more trouble than it prevents.
Poor Elise. It's a pleasure to see you both again, Lord and Lady Schwarzer.
He's a very protective brother.
The same to you, Major Revelt. It's not hard to imagine that the RMP must be exceptionally busy at the moment. I hope your time here will help ease some of your weariness.
That has to be Jiraiya.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Oh, and these must be your students.
That's right.
Oh, we're gonna get an introduction.
My name is Kurt Vander. I have learned much under Instructor Rean's exemplary tutelage.
You would be one of the rare practitioners of the Vander School's dual blade style. I've heard that despite how capable you are, you're not one to rest on your laurels. Humble, too. unusual and admirable qualities in someone of your age.
I am honored you would speak of me that way, but I'm afraid you overestimate me.
Oh, I don't think so.
My boy, Ash Carbide. Let's go.
Name's Ash Carbide. If you've heard it, chances are it's because your son was complaining about what a pain in the ass I am.
On the contrary, I've heard there's much more to you than that prickly exterior of yours. Rean's told me that deep down, you're a very smart, considerate young man who your fellow students depend on.
The hell? You want to watch what bullcrap you're feeding your folks about me, Schwarzer?
Sorry. You're just stuck being a big old softy.
The denial is what makes him oh so lovable.
I love the fucking banter between all these ones. Muse is also a big favorite of mine.
I am Muse Egret. It's a pleasure.
She's a sort of shit
I
disturber.
owe much to both of your children.
Ah, I've heard much about you. It can't be easy to shoulder so much responsibility at such a young age.
Not at all. Instructor Rean's love and support give me the strength necessary to overcome any obstacle.
Oh my. Love, you say?
Can't you spare me your harassment in front of them?
I see that Elise wasn't exaggerating. You are quite the character. I'm glad that she and Rean have someone like you to come to when they need it.
Think nothing of it. That's what family does.
You're not family music.
Doesn't miss a beat, does she?
She certainly does not.
My name is Una Crawford. It's a pleasure to meet you. I found myself in Instructor Rean's debt before even enrolling at the academy, and I've constantly been in it since.
Happens.
But I've been trying to learn as much as I can from him so that one day I can be a source of strength to others just like him.
You're doing an okay job,
Oh,
actually.
you're the young lady from Crosspell. What a commendable spirit you have.
I agree. You seem every bit the earnest, cheerful young woman Rean told us you were.
What else did he say about me?
He told us, you never give up even when all seems lost, and act like a shining beacon of light to those around you. It seems he really depends on you.
That's really flattering to hear, but also really embarrassing to hear in front of my classmates.
You're not the only one going red.
How are you not completely desensitized to the things you say by now?
I feel a little jealous, truth be told.
Anyway, I've had my turn now. Last up is you.
Yes, kidnapper your daughter.
Altina Orion.
You okay, Allie?
I'm the one who abducted Elise and the princess during the Northern Jaegers' attack on Ymir 2 years ago. Altina, I know I have no right to even be here after the harm my actions caused you.
Oh.
But since I have this opportunity, I am so terribly sorry for what I did.
That must really have been eating away at her.
Please, raise your head. You were but a child following orders, and you did nothing to harm either of them. You need not feel any guilt for your actions.
Well,
Still,
There's something I would like to say to you as well. Thank you, Altina.
or what?
I hear you were always at Rean's side during the year he was fulfilling the government's demands after the Civil War.
there was some of them were rough.
Truly grateful he had you to support him.
I was just following orders then, too.
No, I don't think you quite were.
Even so.
Besides, you're not here today because you were ordered to be, are you?
That's true. I'm part of Class 7 because I chose to be and want to be.
About time. Let's go.
Aw.
Our class wouldn't be the same without you.
Then you have no reason not to feel completely welcome here. You're a lucky man to have so many wonderful students, Rean.
I mean, he's actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that's enough talking for now. What say you all to some lunch? I'll take some lunch. You've had a long journey. You must all be starving. Now that you mention it, pretty peckish. That's true. We did set off rather early. Thank you for your kindness. I can't wait to sample the culinary delights of our instructor's home. I'll have everything ready as soon as I can. I gathered some excellent pheasant meat during my morning hunt. You're going to love it. You went out hunting first thing in the morning? Someone must have been fired up. Your parents are such wonderful people. Tell me about it. Had a wonderful life growing up. What do you do? What do you do? How could you bitch and complain? Find a way. That was delicious. I knew the meat would be fresh, but your garden-raised vegetables were delicious as well, Lady Schwarzer. That meal was the perfect balance of rustic and flavorful. And they weren't being stingy about the portions either. They're my kind of people. I've never tasted a wild strawberry tart as fine as that. The tea afterwards was first rate too. I actually think I might have eaten a bit too much. I'm just happy we could satisfy you all. Either way, we'll get out of your way now. But if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call on us. Thank you. I take it that means we get to roam around a little bit. So, Major, now that I've got the chance to ask, okay, now that I've got the chance to ask, there's one thing I've been wondering. Why exactly did you call us here? Oh. All Principal Aurelia told us is that we're here for a special assignment. Whatever it is, it clearly concerns the RMP2. I understand your curiosity, and naturally, there is a good reason why you're not the... Oh my god, why you are the only class here. I'm trying to read too fast. However, I'm afraid it is not my place to elaborate. So someone else will be telling us. Regardless, it will be a while longer before everything is ready. You haven't been home for 6 months, Rean, so why don't you take the chance to walk around Ymir while you wait? I imagine the rest of you would enjoy the opportunity to take in the sights too? Huh? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Most of you have never been here before. So how about I show you all around? I must admit, that is rather tempting. But instructor, it's rare you're afforded the chance to come back here. There must be things you want to do without us. Yeah, we can show ourselves around, no problem. It's not like we're babies, you know. We'll be right on our own. Alright, oh my god. Well, if you insist. I appreciate the sentiment, but it kinda stings to be shot down like that. But I guess I'll do what they say and go see how everyone in Ymir's doing. Choosing Rean's bonds. Rean, the protagonist of the Trials of Cold Steel games, has formed bonds with many of those he met on his adventures. By carrying over Trials of Cold Steel for clear data, it is possible to carry those bonds over. Sadly, I play them on the PlayStation 4 and not here. But players who do not have clear data can choose which bonds Rean formed here, so that they can be reflected in the story. Choose which character Rean formed a special bond with. The character you choose here will receive bonus link experience. Oh, good God. So here's where this becomes a problem, right? In every other Cold Steel game, I will not lie to y'all, the person I picked a special bond with every time is Fee. Fee is my girl, Fee is the best, I love Fee. Here's my problem. When we go throughout this game, I don't know how often I'm going to get to have Fee, or get to have Sarah, or Tawa, or Elise, Alfred, Emma, Laura, what have you. So I feel like we should go with Yuna, Altina, or Muse. You know? Just to be on the safe side. I am going to look at the guide for this. My apologies, y'all. But I want to see what they say. Like, you know, Rean's house, introduce the kiddos. Okay, carry over bonds. This includes your bond of the bond level with your characters, as well as the female love interest that you pick for Rean. If you don't have this data, it lets you choose the love interest for Rean. This will affect some of the dialogue and event scenes. That's it. It's just some of the dialogue and the event scenes. But you don't tell me... You don't tell me. Oh, do I see the class more? Or do I see old class 7 more? That's my problem. I really don't know what I should do here. Should I... I'm between Muse and Fee. Muse for I see the character more, and Fee for that's just who I like in these games. You know what? I can't not pick my girl Fee. Now choose which characters Rean reached the maximum bond level with. You can choose as many characters as you wish. So just choose which ones I actually did it with, or just choose them all. Why not just choose them all? Why not just choose them all? Okay, so maybe I should have just stayed true and only picked the ones I actually formed a bond with, but... Oh, maybe you don't get to bond now. Ooh. Oh. I don't... It's all good. It's still good to be back home. It's just a shame we won't be able to walk around here, just the two of us. Fee would probably see tactically viable locations all over this town, but I hope she'd have some fun here too. Listen, Fee's my girl. I can't help but bicker. We love Fee. Anyway, I should get going. It might be worth checking in on the others if I run into them too. We can't help but pick Fee my home ease. Now, let me see character. Let me see bonds, maybe. Bonds? You're not allowed to look at bond levels yet. Also, battle orchestra. So, bam. We still missed the... we can... I know we can go back to that mains mountain path. We will get it. And we did max out all of that. We are cooking. But our boy! Rean Schwarzer, baby. Alright. So now we actually do need the guide. Let's see what they want to do. So leave the house, talk to his parents before you leave, if you so wish, and once outside, approach the footpath. Okay. Maybe we'll talk to the parents, just for a tick. You're not my parents. You're the maid. Parents, hey! Elise came back here for a short while, but she looked as busy as ever. I suppose she wants to do what she can to support Princess Elphin now that she's resumed her royal business. She hasn't told me that directly, but that's more or less what I've heard too, yeah? It makes sense, especially since Her Highness likely still has plenty on her plate. Yes, I suppose so. Poor princess. It's strange the Schwarzers have long maintained good relations with the Imperial household, but it was never our intention to force the two of you to carry that on. Yet somehow, Elise still naturally gravitated towards Her Highness, and from what I understand, you seem to be rather friendly with her as well. Is that right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, elbow, elbow. Or I suppose she's always been kind and gracious to me at the very least. Even with the war behind us, the Imperial family continues to endure difficulties of their own. I hope we can find a way to help them. So do I, honestly, because Olivier, Alphen, the Emperor, they're all great people. Rest! Hell yeah, we could, but where is Faja? Faja! I can tell from the way your students look at you that you're doing a great job. It says good job, I'm with it as their instructor. As your father, I couldn't be more happy and proud of you to see that, son. Thanks, Dad. That means a lot coming from you. Being a teacher's not so different from being a baron, you know. Both involve fostering the growth of those who look to you for guidance, such that they may grow ever stronger and self-sustaining. When you put it like that, I can see what you mean. You definitely are always supporting everyone around you. Exactly. That's why I figure if you were ever to inherit my position sometime down the line, I know it would be in good hands. That's a conversation for another day, I think. Baron Rean Schwarzer. Woo! Wouldn't that be a fucking ticket? But we're gonna head on.
Nothing says I'm home quite like the clean taste of Ymir's air.
Is it because we're way up in the air? So leave there, approach the footpath in the center, and talk to Music or Altina for some scenes. Ah,
Puppy.
look at you. Gracious, glorious, fluffy. Great. I guess we're supposed to talk to you.
There's the footpath. Sounds like just the thing after having such a hearty meal.
I kept saying path, not bath. My bad. Enjoying the footpath, you two? We certainly are. It must be wonderful having a place like this in the middle of your village. It's one of Ymir's biggest selling points, to be sure. If you don't mind, I think I might join you. We're gonna share foot water, I guess. Ah, this really warms you up. It truly does. I can feel all my fatigue just fading away, too. It's strange how effective it is, given how little of your body is actually inside of it. So, what were you two talking about before I came over? You, actually. Me? Why me? Specifically, we were talking about that power of yours. The curse's influence completely disappeared as a result of the final rivalry. But your specific power still remains, correct? Yeah, the seed that originally gave it to me is gone, but the power itself has developed to the point where it's essentially its own thing now. Oh, but there's no need to worry. I've got it largely under control now. Largely implies that there's still the possibility you might lose control of it just one time. I can't deny that, but I'm devoting myself to making sure it doesn't happen. It isn't that we don't trust you. We simply don't trust your unfortunate habit of choosing to sacrifice yourself at the drop of a hat. Which, granted, is a very fair point. I heard that the first time you lost control of your power was here in Ymir, because you were trying to protect Elise from a furious monster on the path behind the village. Found out about that, huh? Still, I'm afraid that's just who I am. I can't promise that I won't endanger myself for those I care about again, and Elise isn't the only one that's true for. Your perspective is logical in theory, but those who make such sacrifices don't understand just how painful they can be for those they mean to protect, especially when they leave you completely alone. Like Milliam did. Big cry, big cry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Besides, she came back in the end, so I have plenty of time to punish her for what she did, which, yes, she did come back. I'm sure you mean to thank her for what she did. Incorrect. Although, they should have kept her dead.
Anyway, I want you to keep watching over me, Instructor.
I do mean that rudely, but they should have kept her dead just for the impact, because it was a huge impact. And they kind of reversed the impact, but I get why they did it at the same time.
There's still so much I have to learn from you, so I won't let you just disappear. I won't let you leave me.
I don't know if you could promise that. I won't leave you. Don't worry. On a not entirely dissimilar note, when will we be going on the date you promised to me, Instructor? Wait, what date? This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Because I never promised anything like that. I can't believe you would simply forget. You agreed to it before our exams last month? Or did he agree to something that you kind of twisted? That I picture just a little bit more. Just a teensy-weensy bit more. It's almost time for the end of term exams. It's been a while, dear, but I want each of you to prepare properly so you can show off the results of all your hard work. You in particular, Muse? There's no need for you to hide your talents anymore. I want you to give this everything you've got. Instructor, that's a tough ask. But if you promise to give me a reward, I might be able to make that happen. You really are a handful, but let's see. If you manage to take the #1 spot on the combined rankings with the main campus, I'll happily treat you to a meal. That's not a date. He said he'd take you basically to KFC for a night. Sure enough, she placed at the top of the rankings without breaking a sweat. Ada must have been furious at placing second. What can I say? Love triumphs over all.
So, I did what I promised I would, Instructor. Don't you think I deserve a word of praise for my accomplishments?
No.
Can't argue with that. Your motives are worth a raised eyebrow, but you did really well. So, well done, Muse. I'm proud of you.
Oh.
You have no idea how it makes me feel to hear you say that.
No, I don't. And I suppose a promise is a promise. When we're done here in Ymir, I'll make time for us to go for our meal. Is that acceptable? Yay! I can hardly wait to spend a whole day with you and get dinner at the end. You're pretending to mishear me on purpose, aren't you? Those exams were a small price to pay to go on a date with the man of my dreams. I can place in any position you desire. Don't you say that. From the top, again, all the way down to the bottom. You can deliberately rank bottom? Well, luck would factor into that one, so I would have to say bottom 3 to be certain. It's like competing against someone playing an entirely different rules. By entirely, sorry. Coming in here has gotten rid of my physical fatigue, but my mental fatigue has really jumped up to take its place. I think I'm going to get out. What about you two? We'll stay in here a little longer. We still have the issue of your obsession with your sister to discuss. Now I'm really leaving. Cannot blame my homie G for saying, nope, that's enough of that. I do believe we're at a pretty good pace here. Yep, pretty much a 30-minute mark. Good place to finish this episode. So please comment, subscribe, tell me what you think of the series, think of the game, think of it all, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye for now.